That's Tigres winning the title at Estadio Akron. I was there. Chivas was there. The fans were there. You'll see me speak about it on the second part of the episode. The first part is going to be me talking about the first leg. Second part is me right now speaking about the event and how we got there and everything. So I hope you guys enjoy the whole episode. Watch the full episode. And let me know what you guys think. It was an interesting journey to watch that game. Dale, rebaño. Got chills. I can't wait to hear it in person. We're here, episode 139. We are still in Texas. We're not in Mexico yet. We will be in Mexico in hopefully about 28 hours or something like that. It's Friday. Sorry for no episode today. For our lovely fans, me and my dad are traveling to Mexico tomorrow. I kind of just been taking it easy. I don't want to stress myself with editing and making clips and putting out content this weekend. So I just decided to do a record Friday and then record when I come back on Monday night and then put a full episode on Tuesday. And that'll just be me sharing my experience, really about the game and then just talking about the game, you know. And this first part is going to be basically the first leg of Chivas versus Tigres. We had that last night on Thursday night. The game got critiqued a lot, I think. And it's understandable. It's the only game, so you got to pump out content for the game. You got to do this for the game, blah, blah, blah. So I want to talk a little bit about the game. Just, you know, the score finished 0-0. In my opinion, it was a kind of a boring game. And I think Chivas played the game they needed to play. There's no doubts about how they played. They played really good. They played really, laid back. They were not aggressive at all. They were aggressive when they saw the opportunities show, but they weren't as aggressive. I don't blame them. On Sunday, they want to put out a performance. They want to put a show out. They want to put a show for the fans. They want to show the fans what they got. And I can't wait to watch it on Sunday because they're going to ball out. So anyways, about the game itself, Chivas had no intentions of scoring last night unless they saw an open, clear possibility to risk their chances in the back end because they just didn't want to take no risk where they were going to put themselves in dangers defensively. And Tigres playing home, you know, you would think they're going to come out more aggressive, want to score goals, you know, things like that. And ideally, that's what happens when you're having a home and an away game. Usually the home team most likely always wins their home game. And for the away team, if you get a tie or if you get a win in soccer, that's a win. That's a big advantage because when you come home, everybody knows how you're going to play. You're going to ball out and perform. Another thing is, with that being said, that's kind of how the game went. There's really nothing much to say. A lot, like I said, the game's getting critiqued a lot. Like, it's boring. Why do we have these two teams in the finals? It's supposed to be the best teams in the finals. And whatever, right? And all I have to say to that, like, we talk about the best teams in the finals, you only see the best, X, Y, and Z, right? So this is a tournament that leads to a playoff, that leads to a final, right? 8 teams qualify. I think it's 12 now in total. The last 8 fight for basically the last 8? The first 4 qualify, and then there's 8 that fight for the other 4 spots. So it's kind of like a wild card thing for the last 8. Or the, 5th through 12th, you could say. And Tigres finished 7th. Chivas finished 3rd, so they had a pretty strong season. America finished 2nd, and Monterrey finished in 1st. The reason why I bring that up is because, and I'm going to start by saying this, Monterrey, when they played Tigres at Monterrey's stadium, Rayados, they played like shit. When they played at the Volcan, I thought they played better. And Monterrey honestly choked. All he had to do was not fucking lose. Not lose. That's it. You had one goal. You could tie. You could win. You just cannot lose. And they choked. Monterrey choked. That team was the best team in the league. I think they had like 30-plus points in the league. They did really fucking good. When it came down to it, that team choked. That's not how you win championships, you know? The only reason and why teams win championships is because they got ice in their veins. They fucking know what to do under pressure when everything is either go in or go all in or go home. And Tigres, they got it done sloppy, but they got it done. Monterrey had no intentions of winning at all when they played Tigres. They had no intentions. They were not aggressive. They were not pushing forward. They had no shots, and they just choked. They played to not lose. That's what you do. Like, when you're scared, you don't do that, especially in the semifinal, you know? And they could have Monterrey could have got away with it and made it to the final like that. And it almost happened. And this is same thing with, partially Chivas somewhat did this against Atlas. You know, we had to play Atlas. We lost 1-0 at home, and I think we go and tie it up. I forgot where we tied it up, but we tied 1-1, and we end up passing through two semis because we were in a higher position in the table or in the league, whatever, in standings. So we advanced. So that was a sloppy win, right? But that's because we were aggressive. I remember Atlas was playing, but counter, and they have good attackers. And look, I think we kind of got away with that one, and then we go play America, and we lose 1-0, and then I think they got confident. Like really confident. I think they thought that we were going to come in there because we lost 1-0 at home. And it's like, oh, they got the win at home. So now we got to go into America's house, which is the Azteca, one of the biggest stadiums in the world. And it's the biggest in Mexico. And it's probably the biggest. It's actually not. But it's one of the biggest in the world. Top 5, I want to say. I don't think I'm mistaken. And we go in there, and we get the job done. 3-1. America choked. America fumbled that bag. They didn't come through with the dub. They didn't do that for them people, for them, for their fans, for the team. You know, they got a red card. They fucked up. And then they do these subs like towards the end of the game, and it was way too early to sit back and just let Chivas attack. Especially, I am biased. The quality that Chivas has in their players, anyone can score in their attack and their midfield. So, bad calls from Monterrey, bad calls for America. They fumbled the bag. Tigres got it done sloppy, but they got it done. Chivas got it done because we're fucking beast. I'm going to just be real. And not just that, but that game, the coach did, Chivas' coach, I don't know how to say his name, but he did what he needed to do and moved his players and changed tactics to score on America when they needed to get scored on. America put in all these defensive players. They laid low. They stayed in the back, and they got scored on twice. And they had scored on us, so all they had to do was not get scored on anymore. And they still fucked that up. And you can say whatever, but America fucked that up, and we took advantage. Last night, Tigres, they're playing in Monterrey, in their fucking stadium, at home. Like, you know, you just got done being Monterrey, top team, Clásico, your rival. And you play Chivas, last championship. It went the same way. We played Tigres first at Monterrey, and then we're going to play Tigres at Akron in Guadalajara. Same fucking story. It's so funny what's the similarities that this final has itself, you know? So we get to the final. I mean, we got the game last night, and I'm expecting a strong, aggressive Tigres. That's the Tigres I know, at least, you know? A strong, aggressive, nasty Tigres, including the fans and the coaches. Just nasty, aggressive, mean. You know, everybody has those teams, and that's them. And they play good. They're good, and they have quality. But last night, they had nothing going. No creativity, nothing. You know, and you can't get mad at Chivas because we're going into the Volcan thinking, let's keep it fucking cool. We still got another game after this. Let's just not get scored on and do what we can. But not get scored on. And guess what the fuck Chivas does? They're chilling, bro. They don't need a score. We don't need to score right now. We don't. And it's a final. You don't win a final. Like, I understand. Like, you got to play. Like, you're playing chess now. You're not like, oh, yeah, let's just go score. Let's go. No, fam. You do a few things when when Chivas could have played a more aggressive game. They took out. This is how they took out Poncho. They took out Vega at like 50 or 60th minute. It was like 20, 30 minutes left in the game, and our best players are on the bench. What's his name? Piojo. He was in the bench too. Our best players are on the bench, and clearly. And the thing is that our coach for Chivas, he didn't put in a defensive player. He switched them for player. You take out an attacker, we put in another attacker. I think that we only made one change where we took out a midfielder and added an extra defender. But I mean, that's what we did, and we let our legs. You let the Chivas players' legs rest. They're fucking chilling. Tigres, I don't know, man. They had their best players on the field. They took out Guinac. I don't know if they're trying to rest him or what's going on with that. He had a bad game. But, I mean, Tigres just played bad. They didn't deliver. And now they got to go into Estadio Akron, and you have a fan base who is itching for this championship. Because we had a really good season, but the fact that we had to go through 3 games this season of Atlas and Chivas. 3 clásicos we had to experience this season. And we lost 2. We lost 2 of them. And then we won 1, and we got it done. We played America 3 times this season. We lost to them terribly the first time, 4-2. We're losing 4-0 at halftime to this team in the season. We come back, score 2 goals, we lose 4-2. Then we fucking lose at Estadio Akron. 1-0. So now these motherfuckers scored 5 goals on us in 2 games, and we scored 2. But guess what? Chivas fucking delivered, and we fucking scored, and we won that game. And now we're in the fucking final. So that's why, as a fan, fuck, bro. Like, you disappointed us against our Clásicos, but you fucking managed to come through and get the win. And you showed heart. And you showed what this is about right here. And I'm so fucking excited to watch them play on Sunday. And I can't wait to tell you guys about it. So I'll see you guys when I'm back. All right, guys. Second part of the podcast. Obviously a different energy, different version of me, different voice. My voice is kind of gone from that first part of the episode. Very confident, like... a lot of the fans, I think, from Chivas of the game. I'll start off, I went to the game. It was one of the best experiences I've ever lived in my life to watch a Liga MX final, to watch Chivas play a final. The whole thing was beautiful. It was amazing to hear the chants, to hear the crowd, to see the players. We were in a suite. And that the way we got there was amazing. And them winning the champion was a cherry on top. Obviously they did not get the win. They kind of choked and fumbled the bag, but it happens. But I lived a beautiful. That was a beautiful. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. So we leave Saturday, like noon. We got to drive to San Antonio. From San Antonio, we drive to Ciudad Mexico, Mexico City. And then from Mexico City, we went to Guadalajara, and we got there like at 11 at night. So it was like a 12-hour trip. The only reason why we had to take this route was it was the cheapest route, to be honest with you. It was Memorial Day weekend, so it was pretty expensive to fly anywhere, especially out of the country. So that was that. We get there, we meet up with my dad's friend, we have a good time, we hang out. We don't have any tickets. We meet and talk to a lot of people, in San Antonio, in Mexico, talking about tickets. They don't have tickets. Tickets are expensive. They're ridiculous, things like that. But also at the airport while we're waiting, my dad has a friend, and they're telling him, hey, I have an extra ticket to get you in the suite. So that's badass, to get him in the suite or whatever. And me and my dad were like, hey, look, if we can't get no ticket, you'll go up to the suite and I just watch the game from anywhere inside the stadium. I don't even care. I'll just watch it as long as I'm there. And I mean that's not what happened. And then luckily his friend kind of came through and got us another ticket into the suite, and we were in, and luckily he's a good friend and he helped my dad out. He's like, hey, don't worry about it, just come and have a good time with your son, and that's what happened. So that was very very nice of them to do, and I really appreciate that. And I mean, it's a day I will never forget. So it was awesome. And then, we get that. So we're like, bet, we're set. We're ready for the game. Like, we're cool. So, people start asking us, you got tickets? And then we're like, yeah, we got tickets, da 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 da. And things like that. So that was pretty fun. That whole experience to see the fans from San Antonio all the way to Guadalajara. We land to Guadalajara. You see everybody with Chivas jerseys, things like that. It's fucking awesome, right? You can start to feel the energy there. So it's game day time. I really just want to talk about the game and the experience there. I never been in a suite or anything like that. So, I mean, we go under this tunnel to go under the stadium. You go to the security and you just go up and you walk into the stadium and you're in, And it's in a fast matter, really. And that was pretty exciting because you're like, damn, I feel cool, whatever. So you go in there, and as soon as we walk into the suite, you just keep going forward, and you just see the stadium, and it's just it's unexplainable. I couldn't believe I was there. It was unbelievable, right? So then you're there, and you're like, holy crap! Like I'm here watching the Liga MX final, and it's so different from watching the TV in person, because I'm there, and I'm like, it feels like it's another game. Obviously it's not. I don't know if it's because I'm in Mexico and I don't know what the games are like in every week, because I kind of have the same energy when I watch a game. It's like I want my team to win, and I don't have the same energy like in a final. But I think I was so happy and like just like happy to be there and to be watching it. I just wanted to have the coolest experience ever. That's all I wanted. Because in my head, I was like, man, like we could lose this game, but even if we lost, I don't think I'm going to be upset, because it's just fucking amazing. Obviously, I want my team to win. So let's get to it. The game happens. I mean, the stadium was going nuts. It's going nuts, chanting, yelling, booing. It was just crazy, And then, we get two up. We get two counterattack goals, I like to think. We're one really, and then the corner, and we're really good for some reason in corners. Like we're just really good. We're dangerous, and we're good in the air, and just really free kicks and like those types of scenarios. Chivas does really good. So we go up 2-up, and it's 20 minutes in the game, and we all know what can happen. We know things can happen. We know anything can happen, and that's exactly what happened. The game went on. It was pretty steady game, but honestly, watching it back, a little bit of the highlights when I got back home, watching the game back, Tigres was more aggressive after those. Chivas did good, but I think Chivas' game plan changed a lot after those two goals. They try and, you want to secure the win, and I think they try and secure it too hard, and just came down way too much. The stadium was going crazy. Halftime finish, Tigres couldn't score on us. They were pretty close a few times. They were the most aggressive ones on the field as far as attacking towards the goal. Second half starts, and we get a very, very, very unlucky PK. And I was really confident going to the second half, because I was like, okay, all we have to do, you go in this locker room, you tell these boys, they gotta defend with your life. You got to defend with your life, and we got to take the advantage of the opportunities and see if we can get another goal in there, And we get just an unlucky penalty. The Cordoba, he heads the ball, and, Briseño's going up in the air at the same time, and it hits his hand, and there's just there's no question that it's not a handball. And, PK, we know it's 50-50, but at a final, you're losing 2-0. If you make this, there's a good opportunity. You guys can get some rhythm. If you miss it, you kind of kill the whole vibe of your team. You kind of kill the home morale. There's just no in between there. You either lift up your team, or you lose the final. There was no other option. If Gignac would have missed that PK, it's kind of hard, I think, for them to come back, because Gignac is a very strong player, in all aspects for Tigres, and for him to fall short, he kind of sets that example, and he's spreading that energy for him to show up and step up and make that. It was huge for them. And then right after, Chivas makes a big mistake on a cross with the communicating with the goalie and the defender. Mozo and Jimenez make a big miscommunication, and Cordoba has a free shot at goal, and he gets there and then gets in the way of both of them and scores a header. And at that point, the stadium is kind of confused. Tigres is on fire. They're aggressive. They're attacking. We're looking tired. We're making subs that don't make no sense. You take out Vega. You took Alvarado. You took out the best players. I understand. Wait, I don't know if Alvarado came out. I'm sorry. But you took out Vega, and he gets paid the most on that team. And he needs to show up, and he didn't really show up in the Liguilla, and especially in the final. I don't know if he's going through an injury or something like that, but didn't show up, didn't perform at all. And we're watching the game, and as a fan, I'm losing hope. I'm like, fuck, man, this is hard. Like, it's hard to try and come back, and the stadium's trying to pick up the team, and I'm trying to cheer. I'm screaming. We're all screaming, trying to cheer up the team. Everyone on both sides looks really tired. Tigres and Chivas, especially Chivas, they just look gassed out, just tired. And they made the subs, and they made tough subs, and really defensive. And I was like, man, why'd you do that? Where it's still 2-1. We have to be aggressive to at least like the 80th minute. That's when you can make those subs, or 85th minute. But no, he made the subs, the coach, and I mean they're questionable. But that's what happened, and the next thing you know, we're fucking going to overtime, and they were like, fuck, Going to overtime, I was just hoping to get a PKs. Honestly, I was hoping this game goes to PKs, or we score off a corner, because I find it very difficult to score on Tigres right now, and the whole stadium's like, fuck, man, and again, I'm really happy to be there. So not that I don't care, but I was like, whatever happens, like, I'll be happy. Tigres they scored 2 goals, well deserved. I'm not even mad. The only one that's kind of like, fuck, man, was the PK. But everything else they did was amazing. They played their hearts out, and I mean the passion. Like I saw the players for Tigres like to get on their knees when they got the PK and the tie, and then the one for the win. Like, I know Chivas is my team, but when I saw Tigres' passion, like going like this, getting on their knees, looking in the sky, it was one of the most beautiful things that as a fan of this beautiful game, of soccer or football, like. It was just amazing. These are grown men, and you see them with passion, and it's fucking beautiful. You hear the stadium chanting, booing, throwing fucking beer. Like, it's crazy, but it's fucking awesome, And they get the win, and they pulled it off. Remontada, I can't even say the word, but a comeback. Losing 2-0 at halftime and to come back and win in overtime 3-2 is very impressive in the final in Guadalajara, where everyone, including myself, was very confident. Like, Tigres don't got nothing, They didn't do anything. They played like shit at the Volcan, and they did. And Chivas, I thought, played decent. They played okay. They kind of played the same now that I think about it, they kind of played the same that they did on Thursday. But this time they actually got to put some goals in, but, not very aggressive. And I don't blame them, and this is where I'll kind of speak a little bit about post-game a little bit. Tigres has a lot of experience. They've won, I think they've won a lot of championships over the last decade. I know Gignac has been there for a while. He just won his 5th championship with the team. He's trying to go for his 6th. And, they've been in finals a lot more than we have recently. It was 06 for us, and then it was 17, and then it was today. That's 3 finals in like almost it's like 24 years, 23 years that this has happened. And, this is the result. The team, Chivas, didn't have that experience, in my opinion. I think they couldn't handle the game. They couldn't handle the pressure. I don't think we had the best team fit enough, and we didn't have I guess you could say players. We don't have a forward, just a dead forward. I think that's what we're missing. So there's some inconsistency with that. That's what I would say. But it was very impressive how Chivas, they stayed in 3rd place. They managed to get 3rd place in the table for the season, and to beat Atlas in the Clásico, to eliminate América the way you did. And then, you make it into a big final where nobody thought you were going to make it. And then when you started showing that you could, we got really confident that it was possible. And que la 13, Guadalajara was ready to celebrate with the team, and next thing you know, we're all going fucking home and we're in our beds ready to go to bed at 12 a.m., where we could have been at La Minerva or just anywhere in the street, just, making a lot of noise, going crazy. But that didn't happen. And it was very interesting to see, the energy just go from like here to here. It was it was pretty cool, because, these players did that to a whole city. They just shut it down. They shut it down. They just completely shut it down. And it was one of the coolest things that a team can do that. And that's what happens when a group gets together and they want to beat an opponent and they're on the same page. And they shut down the whole city of Guadalajara. We went from 1,000 to fucking 100 in that perspective, because we still had energy, but it wasn't the same anymore. So that was that. But I just want to say, like, I want to end this note, or end the pod. It was one of the best things I ever got to live. I went with my dad, and then the fact that, like, it was kind of gifted to us to sit there and live that experience inside of a suite, to watch my favorite team as a kid, the team that inspired me to play the sport, and the players that were part of the team back then that inspired me to play like them, to want to play for this team at one point in my life. That's where I wanted to go and play. And to finally go watch them live in a final with my dad, we're both diehard fans. It's one of the best things ever that could have happened to me. I took pictures, I took videos, man. I was happy, started playing the national anthem. When I first got in there, walked in there, I just started tearing up because I was like, man, this is one of the best things ever. I never got to live anything like that. And whenever they make it to the final again, like, I want to be there because I want to be able to watch them win La Trece. Like, it hurt in the heart so bad that you kind of accept the loss. You're like, okay, it hurts, ouch, but we're gonna get it back. Yeah, we're gonna get it back with the almost 90% of that same team. We gotta make adjustments. I'm not sure who's gonna go, who's gonna stay. I really hope Pollo Briseño stays. I just want to say that he's probably my favorite player the whole Liguilla, to how he performed against Atlas, to hold off Quiñones, how he did against America, to hold off Henry, and just everything that came in that box. It was all him. And then the first leg in Tigres, he kind of shut that shit down. And then this game, he did really good until the handball. And he just always had that passion. And he looked not content, but he took the loss in the chin. And the whole team did too. But I was really impressed by him. And, but I'm really happy that he got his moment and he took advantage of that. So, he's probably my favorite player, so I really hope he stays. The team's going to be fine. We're going to move forward, and they're going to be strong. Like I said, I'm not mad. We got out that stadium. There were Tigres fans, and I was just like, man, I was like, good job, guys. Like, you guys did it. Congrats. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Live it and enjoy it. Your team just won the tournament, and the way they did it and how they did it. What they felt, I couldn't imagine. It had to be an amazing feeling. So kudos to Tigres and Tigres' fans, and happy for them. Like, I'm not upset at all. So good for them. And like I said, we'll be back. I just hope we can win La Trece at home, like how we had this opportunity, and to celebrate with the fans. That would be, that's all I need, and that would make me happy. And I know it would make a lot of fans happy, and we know not to get overconfident because we fucking did. So that was really my experience of that. I know that this is going to be posted late. I don't need, I was supposed to be up today, Tuesday. Probably get posted tonight, if not tomorrow morning, and then we'll get the episode on Friday. Thank you guys for sticking with me and everything. And I just want to give an announcement. If you guys notice, it's just me. We'll be moving. Me and my girl will be moving in together. And we got plans, and the podcast has its own plans. So we're going to change the format. Obviously, it'll be me interviewing someone else. We got some big plans. That's all I want to say, but that's kind of where we're going. So right now, I'm not sure from now until that time comes, I'm not really sure how the content's going to be. Because I want to focus on making sure we're ready when it's time to move, to make sure that we're good to go and we're ready to produce the best content. Because I'm telling you, when that time comes, the False Nines is gonna elevate, and it's gonna be the False Nines time for it to come and to be what it's meant to be, And I'm thankful for that, for everything that I've been through with this podcast, and I'm happy that this opportunity has finally come, and I'm happy that I stuck around to be here and to be able to take advantage of this. So I'll see you guys on the next one, and I apologize for the late video. My voice is bad. I got fucking stomach problems from Mexican food, so it's been a rough a day or yesterday and today. So I did the best I can. Peace.